There's debate whether Cardinal William Levada is the best person to lead the Vatican office that disciplines abusive priests. Levada's supporters say his experience as an American archbishop makes him the right person for the job. Critics say his past could imperil the Vatican's efforts to reform its responses to abuse by priests and rebuild trust among Roman Catholics. The Reverend John CONLEY worked under Levada at the San Francisco Archdiocese. CONLEY says he spotted a fellow priest wrestling with a teenage boy in 1997. But he says Levada punished him for reporting the suspected abuse.
I never thought I was naive, but I guess I was, because I thought they would want this information, that they would want to know that this is what a priest was doing, the pastor of a parish that has a school where kids come every single day.
The priest CONLEY reported denied accusations that the behavior was sexual, but admitted a few years later that he was guilty of abuse. CONLEY had been dismissed from his position and later filed a defamation suit against the archdiocese. The archdiocese says CONLEY was punished because of his own anger problems, not because he reported a fellow priest.
He brought one forward, what he thought was a suspected case of abuse. We lauded him for that. He went further and beyond what the police found, what the archdiocese found. He began to make claims, creating great turmoil in the parish and creating great difficulty.
Levada also testified in 2005 that he knew he had an accused abusive priest named Gregory Ingalls on staff.
He knew when he became archbishop in San Francisco that this man had these outstanding allegations against him. And he still made him his chancellor and his canonist.
Ingalls was eventually dismissed from the ministry in 2002 under new guidelines for handling priests with histories of abuse.
Cardinal Levada talks about that himself, about his evolution of thinking. And the church is that evolution of thinking.
In 2002, Levada was one of 4 U.S. bishops who worked with the Vatican to implement a new zero-tolerance policy for sex abuse cases in the American church. 1 year later, he issued a 10-page public apology to victims and their families, and recently admitted he made mistakes during his time as archbishop.
He said it was a learning process all the way along the line. But I think when one of the reasons he was named to the current post is because he was so immersed in understanding it, in dealing with it.
Sandy Kozel, The Associated Press.